In this video today, I am going to go over some of my own tweets. You know, I used to do this Tweet Tuesday or Very Tweet Tuesday, and I might do it again someday. But the reality is, finding good tweets is not actually easy. It's either about the 19, the shot, or free this, free that, free giveaways, and it just gets boring and tiresome to me. So I haven't really done those lately. I'm going to go over my tweets today to define what some of the charts I make mean. But before we get to that, I'm going to show you a couple new features of this spreadsheet. I'm going to go over a couple of time machines, fast forward through the last 30 days, and we'll also do the last 24 hours, which have not been magnificent. One feature I'm going to show you here now is a time machine, but it's going to be a 1 day at a time, manual time machine. And the way to access this is in, and I might change this later, but for now, it's in 08054. So you just click there, and it's going to bring you to the prior hour. Or, yes, the prior hour. And if you want to go through individual days after that, you just click 8055, and it'll bring it to the following day. And you can do 1 day at a time if you want to spend some time studying. To go back to the normal, click on BTR calculator, and it'll bring you the regular screen. Right now, I'm not going to do a lunch update because I just did one 3 minutes ago, and not a lot has happened since then. So I am not going to do that till the close of this video. The prior hour has not been particularly good. This version does have the farming and voting in here, and you can compare APYs on it, which is pretty nice, and how much you've earned so far. Of course, this is all my own data. When you get a copy of this, you go ahead and do it yourself. One of the nice features I have here as well is these goals. So you want $1 million bucks? How much do you need? And based on what your balances are. For me, I'm not willing to sell everything, but what I'm willing to sell, I need a single price of BTR of $2.27 almost, and XRP of almost $51. If I combine those two, what I'm willing to sell, it would then be $2.08 for BTR, $4.33 for XRP, which will give you another little feature I have on this calculator as well. You click right here. This is where all this data comes from and how I figure all those details out. I'm not going to go through how to do this. You need to figure it out, but that's how you get to it. To get to normal view, just click on AA, whatever that was, AA1, I guess. Now it's time for the, I think that's all I'll show you here. Oh, I guess I will show you one more thing here. You can click the different goals that will give you different, oh, there's actually a really cool thing here as well. Give you different totals based on that. But I also have, if you want to enter your own, click enter goal. It tells you to enter it now, so I want, I don't know, 525,000 for my goal. And it will give you all those numbers. If you want to go back to what's pre-selected, just go ahead and click it. But here's one more really cool thing. I have this thing called push here. What push does, this will change all of this information based on buying 200,000 BTR at the price that it is right now. And it will automatically copy a chart for you. And I'll show you this, how this works. First, I'm going to click push. And it just did everything I just said. The reason this doesn't say, excuse me, the reason this doesn't say 200,000 is because this is a profit for 200,000. It's going to cost you $73,974 to buy the BTR to get 200,000. So this is so you need to figure out what the price is going to be to get this dollar amount, and all that's in here. And the chart that I usually paste in the Facebook or sometimes in the Telegram group has already been copied. So I'm just going to paste it here. It actually looks, all right, that looks kind of funny because this isn't spacing right. But if you paste it into, either I messed something up or the spacing's not right. I will look to fix that later. In fact, let me see something here. Let's go to Twitter real quick. If I were to paste that in here, yeah, it's got the whole chart there. I don't know why it didn't paste in there correctly, but it doesn't matter. Here's the chart. One click, bam, it's there. I can paste it into Twitter much easier. Now let's do the time machine. What should we do the time machine for? We're going to do the 1 day. Let's see what happened the last day. It has not been great, although it's actually better than it was 24 hours ago. And again, I like watching these, not only for the price changes and balance changes and all that. I also like watching it because I like to see how this changes. Well, you might not like that, but I like that. And if you start using it, you'll like that too. Alright, we're 5 hours away. There's really a lot of sideways action in the last 5 hours. Now let's go the last 30 days. You do that by clicking the actual date and not the time. This moves at 1 second. It will stay frozen on the first one for 5 seconds for you to get your bearings. And then 1 second after that it changes. But we're not going to actually watch this whole thing at 1 second intervals. We're going to speed through this starting right now. You really see how the changes occur during the calculator when you're going at this speed. Not just the numbers changing, the actual configuration. I would think at some point the configuration itself will stay constant and the numbers will be the only thing that changes, but we'll see. Well, it has been 9 minutes since I did a lunch update, so let's go ahead and do one more before we get to the tweets. Curtains drawn. Okay, we did gain a little bit since the prior update. This is what happened since the prior lunch. And this is our total since breakfast, which is not bad. We like to do that every single hour. Now let's get on with the tweets. The reason I'm going to go through this is because sometimes people don't understand exactly what the charts mean. And I can't always put enough information in a chart. I mean, I can't have a chart that reads like an encyclopedia, right? That goes against the purpose of a chart. So I sometimes can't put enough information in, or sometimes I'm not skilled enough to word it correctly. And I'm certainly open to suggestions on how something can be worded differently. But I'm just going to explain what a couple of these charts mean. There's a couple things I'm trying to push, some of you may know. It's called the hashtag BTR 200,000. And what that means is I'm trying to get everyone to want to set a goal of getting 200,000 BTR. And of course at 200,000, 300,000 BTR. Why? Well, the answer is simple. There is no better passive income opportunity than Bitrue, and it's not even close. At least if there is something better, I'd like to know about it, because this is simply truly amazing, which is why I call this hashtag massive passive. I really want everyone to start, who's involved with Bitrue and the yield farms and Power Piggy and the 30-day lockups and the voting, to start hashing massive passive, because I want, when people see massive passive, I want them to think about Bitrue, and when people think about Bitrue, I want them to think about massive passive. I want to do it because people will benefit themselves for it. But look, I want people to benefit for themselves, but I'm also want to benefit myself. So the more people that know about Bitrue and BTR and buy, the higher the price BTR goes up, that benefits me too. So I'm not trying to sound like I'm all holy and all that, and it's only for the other people. It is a big part of it, but that's not it. I want BTR to be worth $1 million each, or $1, or $10. Massive hashtag massive passive. But onto this chart. So now that you got a little bit of background in BTR 200,000 and hashtag massive passive, what this chart is showing you is kind of the data that I had put on the prior screen when I copied that push on the BTR and XRP calculator. This is basically saying if you were to buy 200,000 BTR today to get 200,000 in profit, you will only need to see a price of $1.3665 of BTR. And that will capture your buy-in plus the 200,000 in profit. That's what this chart means. This chart, I've actually made this look a little bit better than what's tweeted here, but this chart, you can see all this well enough, even with the Bitrue coin there. This is a vote I'm currently in. It's the LUSD vote. In 2 days of earnings so far, you can see it's 2 days of earnings. There's been revenue of $669. And what happened is, as soon as I got rewarded LUSD, I sold it. And then I turn around and take the value from the sale to buy, in this case, BTR. On day one, I bought $1,035 with the proceeds, and the second day, no, 1,035 BTR on day one, and then 791 BTR on day two. I didn't buy any XRP, so you don't see anything over here. I used to buy Songbird as well, but I'm not doing that anymore. That's why you see 3 here. But the next ones will have this missing. For this vote, I used 492,376 BTR. Down here is the date the vote, I think the date I submitted for the vote. And all the way to the right, you can't, well, let me see. I could probably, let's get rid of this for a moment. And this basically says the earned APY and the actual APY. What this means is if I did not sell the LUSD at all, I'd have an APY of 58%, which is great. But I did sell it, and I sold it for BTR, as we talked about here. And by doing that, I actually have the APY is actually higher at 68%. So far, that was a move that was worth it. Let's put that back. What other charts do I have in here? I have a couple of these in here. I always struggle with this. You know, I've been buying since, I think my first purchase of XRP was in June of 2017, and come December and the beginning of January, December of 2017, the beginning of January 2018, it was amazing owning XRP. I think I first bought it 26 cents. Then the next day they went down to 16 cents. I bought some at 16 cents and kept buying. And then to see it hit 384 on the 4th or 5th of January was amazing. And if it was amazingly worse ever since that day, going to down 13 cents during March of 2020 or whatever it was. So that was horrible. But for those reasons, owning this for so long, it's really hard to sell it, right? You invested something, you want to keep it, you want to see it go up, and you sure don't want to hold it for so long, then sell it, then see it go to $5.89. $5.89, or even $589. So it's been hard to sell it. But I have started to sell them. I had, I think at one point, 255,000 XRP. What is the balance of XRP now? 119,617. So I still plan on keeping a big bag of XRP. But here's a change I just decided to make. I sold 5,434 more XRP to bring me to the 119,600 to pick up 11,261.8 BTR. That's what this chart means. Bag change. And that is charted on here. So here's another chart. Same, this isn't a chart, this is just a graphic of the table. But this is the same concept, except this time I sold all my Songbird for almost 20,000, 19,536 BTR. And I do earn on Songbird, but I don't earn anywhere close to what I earn on Bitrue. So that's what that is. Here's a repeat of what we've already discussed or went over. We've already went over that. So this is a relatively new chart. It's new because Yield Hub farming just started on the 10th. And this basically is just showing if you own 200,000 BTR and you got an exact same pools I am in, at the time that this was rendered, your APY would be 33.59%, and this is how much you would earn in a year, a month, and a day. It's pretty incredible. Have a $27,000 a year salary after just initially investing $60,000-$70,000. It's just incredible. Also keep in mind that this is double when BTR doubles its price. Just If I said incredible. This is a different chart. This is for the XRP, not the XRP, the BTR vote for the LUSD. And this just breaks it down a little bit different. This was the estimated at the time. Again, this all changes based on as the price changes, right? In fact, the price has changed. It's now 0.0016 something. Maybe even lower. I haven't looked in an hour. But at the time this was rendered, based on 200,000 votes, remember, push for BTR 200,000, during the course of 7 days, the earnings would be over almost $1,100 in 7 days. How many votes there were, how many were you cast, whatever. Price, just truly amazing. This is similar to the same graphic that we had already talked about on the first Yield Hub farming, but this is actually using my actual numbers and not just BTR 200,000. So I have 902,070 BTR used in this, and at this rate, I'm looking at $120,000, almost $121,000 a year in passive income just on the Yield Hub. It doesn't even count the votes and anything else I'm involved in. It's amazing. A little less than $10,000 in monthly, $331 a day. It's just truly. I mean, I say amazing a lot lately. It's incredible. Let's see. Do we have any other charts? This is my first. This isn't a charts, but this is how I get some of the data. This is probably going to change a bit, but this is all the farms I'm in, how much I put in, how many BTR, what the expected returns are, estimated returns. What is this? This is, I think this is, yeah, my first investment. I'm just sharing that. Waiting for 30 days to get the cash. What is this about? Oh, this is, I guess this is me being happy that I got choices between farms and votes. I have to actually say, even though I did this, I'm laughing at myself. I did this tweet. This is I actually set an alarm to make sure I was up at the start of the Yield Hub. Excuse me. And I actually woke up an hour before the alarm went off, and I had set it for an hour before it started. So I had an hour and a half. I had to wait for the hub to start. And it kind of reminded me of this when you're waiting for a phone call, especially when you're a teen and you're hoping that girl calls you back. Or if you're a girl, a guy calls you back. Or if you're a girl calls you back. Or a guy calls you. Whatever. I think you understand the sentiment. And if you don't understand the sentiment, you probably don't understand anything else I've been talking about today. So that's what that was. And then I was still waiting, still bored. And my boy, like most children, liked this movie. So the Yield Hub felt like it was what the acorn is to the squirrel. So I tweeted that. What is this? I've already discussed these charts, and these are how I get the numbers and how this is all populated. That's all that's showing. So that's before it's all filled out, and then once you fill it out, then this auto populates. What is this? So this is just I don't know what this is. Okay. I don't put how many BTR I have here, but this is showing if I were to use all of my BTR and we collect 50% APY, which we're not getting at the hub right now, at least not the ones I'm in, that's how much I'd earn monthly. Just amazing. Based on the current time, it appears... okay, so this is just... I posted this right at midnight UTC time on the 10th, saying, hey, where's the Yield Hub? This is, are you ready for what's about to happen? Because of your intelligence, that's going to lead to an ever-growing BTR stack. So this is just referencing what's going to happen with the hubs and everything else. But that's not really explaining what the charts are. I think I'm done. I think most of the charts that I post regularly have already gone through. So I don't need to go through each tweet. That's not the point of this. But before we do hang up, let's go ahead. It's been 13 minutes since our last update. Let's do a lunch and then close out this video. Ah, we went up again. That's good news. Thank you for watching. Have a good second, minute, week, day. Did I miss day? Day, hour, month, year, life. Every day. Goodbye for now.